Welcome, everybody.
Hello. I am back.
I have zetamath with me today, or Zeta has
Yes,
me
I'm.
with him.
Yes, I missed my Sunday stream. Apologies. I think I did do my Friday stream last week, right? But I
No,
did not
I
do the
did
Sunday
your
one.
Friday
Oh,
stream.
you did my Friday. I was already feeling icky by Friday. Yeah, sounds about right. But I am feeling better now. Fortunately, uh, I did get to do a surprise react to Simon stream. I recall. Uh, and now we get to do a delightful looking Agent Pentominous puzzle that looks quite exciting. Uh, And Isabella is back with Wi-Fi after someone stole the wires on the street. That is amazing. Uh, let's see.
Let's see.
So, would you like to read the voter list of people who voted for this?
Yes, sorry, I was just adjusting volume. Somehow your end became very loud, but I turned you down a bunch and now we're okay.
Okay, I'll try and talk quieter.
No, you're fine. Uh,
Yeah, I would have thought if anything, I was far away from the microphone, so I would be too quiet. But I've pulled the microphone slightly closer to myself, hopefully. So hopefully, okay.
yeah, yeah, you're fine now. I think. You sound fine to me. How does Zeta sound to chat?
Hello. Perhaps if I talk in a funny voice, it won't help chat decide how I sound.
Fine, everybody says.
I've gotten several fines. I am delighted that the best I could hope to be is fine. Uh,
Squeaky.
uh, yes, I am back to the Stokuing. Uh, for a minute before, it sounded like a secondary audio source was picking Zeta up. Oh no, maybe Tristan's mic is picking up me from Tristan's headphones.
It's not impossible. I don't know, say something.
Something.
Doesn't look like it. Let's
Oh,
see.
alrighty. Why don't you read the list of supporters who voted for the puzzle? Oh, apparently
Uh,
we're in mono now.
well, we should be in mono.
I see. Okay. I know I
Let's
occasionally
see.
hit that magic button on the back of the microphone and then it causes all sorts of disasters. I don't think
Uh,
I've hit the button yet, though. I'll save that for later in the stream.
Discord. I got eyes emoji from Agent, so Agent might show up.
Might appear. Oh, that would be exciting.
Let's see. This puzzle was voted for by David Ratner, Math Pesto, Russ, Josh Johnson, Ambrose, Luda, Doomdia, Nordy, and Niverio.
Thank you all for your support.
Yes, thank you all.
Yes, and I try and start each of my streams with the most voted on puzzle from the bucket by supporters. So if you support at the windmill level or above, you can get access to that. If you somehow are supporting us at that level but do not have access, just ping Tristan and Tristan will get you in there. Oh, we have even more eyes emojis from Agent. Mysterious indeed.
All right. So we have this Pentominous killer Kakuro. Uh, so we've got the what looks like pretty regular Kakuro rules, uh, where you put a digit from 1 to 9 into every empty cell, uh, and digits that see each other in a row or column can't repeat, and these kinds of cells block vision, so you can have a repeat between these and these.
Although it's funny that the ones in the first row sum to 45 just to trick you into believing that you can see through those even though you can't. It is a trick.
Uh, And we have Pentominous, where we divide all empty cells into Pentominos so that no Pentominos of the same shape, uh, including rotations and reflections, share an edge. So regular Pentominous rules. And then we have this Pentominous killer thing where digits within a pentomino can't repeat, and pentominos with the same shape must have the same sum, and different shapes must have different sums. And we get to record the sum of each shape in this bit.
For those not in the know, the letters are the names of a bunch of pentominos. So each pentomino has a name. And then so we can record them. I know what most of them are, at least. We have a few gimme sums, and we have a few gimme pentomino things. So like the 6 is 1, 2, 3, and the 3 does not go in the 2-cell 6 sum, so the other is 4, 5. Oh, actually, now I know. Now I already have a digit.
Oh, because this one's 4.
Right. So yes. So yes, this is a 3-cell 7 sum. So let us bring out Zach for the 4 dance. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And so the 4 goes with a 2.
Yep.
And so interestingly, that 2 has to not go in the same pentomino as the other 2.
Yes. So the other 2 is going to have to be
and
over here.
The two
not
ones
necessarily.
Have to go in different. The 2 1s have to go in different pentominos as well. So we'll have to be very careful about that.
That's very interesting. Yeah, this 24 clue is 789, and this is 689, as has been pointed out by Sayori. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some reasoning about.
There's a 3-cell 6 in row 11 as well. Okay, so J40 has a smart way to see it, which is that row 3, column 3 has to be in the same pentomino as row 4, column 3. Those 2 have to be in the same pentomino. And then the next 2 also, row 3, column 4 has to be in the same pentomino as row 4, column 4. So if you mark those with gray lines, I'll explain why, which is that if those were not, if what I said there is not true, then one of the pentominos doesn't escape the 2x3 box at the top left. And if one of them doesn't escape that at the top left, well, there's 2 pairs of repeated digits in that 2x3. And so it would have a repeated digit by like the pigeonhole principle or something. So we know we have at least this much. And assuredly, the blue cerulean one must go up at least 1 more, because if the cerulean one doesn't go up 1 more, then we have not the thing. And now, and
the blue one can't get here.
Right. Yeah, that one can't be blue. And
the blue one can't go here either, because then, ooh, no,
well, the blue one definitely can't go to row 2, column 2.
Yes.
So
which resolves this business.
Yes. Okay. Yes. There we go. Okay. And so now,
but we don't know who takes this.
But you do know it's a 3-4 pair in column 4. Because that's a 4-cell 10 sum, as chat has been telling us. Hey, Fritz, how are you doing?
Yep.
Let's see. None of those are part of any sum immediately.
What are you talking about? We can immediately use this 33 sum. I'm kidding.
My brain is not awake enough for humor yet. It is good enough. My brain is back to being able to think. That I have to be happy with that. So I am feeling better. Let's see. So yeah, we can
Yeah.
just so exactly the same argument at the upper right, actually. The same two cell things that have to be the same
And look
because
at this
there's
15 sum. We can narrow these down a lot. Uh, so this can't be 6, so this can't be 9. And this can't be 7, so this can't be 8, and this can't be 9. So yeah, we get this far.
yeah, but do the coloring thing. Let me see if I can.
This
I don't know if I
business.
can. Yeah, the same
You can
business.
annotate, but it won't show up for chat.
I see. Because there's also two pairs of repeated digits over here because there's two eights and two nines. So the same argument applies. And so the
And
blue has to go up again. And so I'm
and the
guessing the
pink has
point,
to go here.
yeah, and I'm guessing the point is going to be we can't make any repeated ominoes out of these because if we do make repeated ominoes out of these, then we're going to have to make between the left and the right. I mean, then we're going to have to make them have the same sum, and that's going to be awfully hard. Let's see. And a
Hey,
Vario.
Navario.
Uh, is it true that row 2, column 10 can't be blue? I feel like that's
I
true, but I don't understand why now. But we said it
mm,
before, and I believed it was true. Uh,
yeah, but I don't think it's true in this case because
was
this
it
could
true
be
last time we said
6.
it, or was it a
Yes,
lie last time?
because we knew
Oh,
this was
right.
a 2.
Right. Okay, yes. Okay, right. So there is a difference between these. Got it. Okay.
But this doesn't have to be a 7, 8, 9. So it's okay for this to be blue now.
That is a 6 cell 39 sum. So you actually can fill in the 6 cell 39 sum because it's everything except 1, 2, and 4 in column 11. And I feel like that might be worth doing because we can think about perhaps think
So
about what's
3,
happening between.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
Lovely.
Uh, it is exactly what we wanted out of our life. Now that is a
This can't be
28
9.
sum. It is a 7 cell 28 sum in row 6. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. So
So
that's not
no,
8, 9.
yep. Uh, for what it is worth. Uh,
Oh, we got
I
the.
did my math. I did math wrong. 1 plus 2 plus 4 isn't 6. It's everything's 1, 2, and 3. I was close. Uh, okay, so whatever kind of pentomino the green pentomino is, its sum is at absolute most 24.
Yeah.
Uh, and very similar for the blue one. We're gonna have to make sure the blue one doesn't have the same size. It's interesting how if the cerulean one goes down, then the green automatically takes the 3. Uh, because it can't repeat the 3.
Yeah.
Uh,
And becomes a P pentomino.
uh, I'm trying to decide if there's some universal truth that we can learn from that, but I don't think there's a universal truth that we can learn from that that I am aware of.
Wait.
Hey, sweet blues.
Carl says there has to be a P over here. I
Okay. It's because if you look at it, uh, this cell has to get out like that. Uh, because if it doesn't, then that means you've got some number of pentominos in those 6 cells.
right, because there's only one way in and out.
But now once you know that those two are the same, now you just have to ask what row 2 column 6 is, and it has to be a P. And so there is our P. Can you make that
Let's see.
black instead?
Yeah.
Uh,
So
okay. So what
this
is the minimum sum of this P? It is
this is
uh
20.
yep, it's 20 plus something.
Let's naively say it's 21 is the minimum sum.
Yeah. P Hashem is the name of this shape of pentomino. So this is just a shorthand because every pentomino with the same shape has the same sum. And so this is the P over there. So you could at least fill in the first digit of the P over here is definitely 2. Uh, 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 and so on the other hand, so we said it was a maximum of
Oh, but if green
yes.
is P,
Right. Okay,
then
yes.
it can't
So
get big enough.
right. So if green is a P, it takes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it can't get larger than 19. Very nice. Okay, so green is not a P.
It's an
So you
N.
can finish green. Yep. This is one of the biggest stretches of the names of pentominos that were chosen. And so now that is blue. And so now you could finish blue. Blue is definitely a Z
Ah, yes, it is.
because it can't take the second 3. So the Z, you can fill in the first digit as a 1. Uh, uh, okay, so Jim would like you to draw in that. Oh, actually, I know exactly what it is because it can't be an N. So
Yep.
actually, it is an L. It has to be an L because of the
This is not an L. This is a V.
a V. Sorry, a V. Even though it's obviously an L. Uh, okay, and we can fill in this one too. This one also has to be a V.
Nice.
V on V action. Okay. Uh,
Uh Now
yes, if this was a P, it would sum to 30 plus because if this is a P, it's got 6, 7, 8, and 9 in it. Because there's a 6, 7, 8, and 9, and there's 2 8s and 9s up there. So these
but
2
this
over
P
there would be
can't
8,
get
9.
to 30.
Right, because those sum to at most 20. So yeah, so that means this cell is definitely blue, right?
Yeah, and that
I
finishes
don't
both
think
of them.
that I don't think that tells you this is pink. I think that was an erroneous
Ah,
thing, but definitely tells you that's blue. Uh,
and this has these. This one has to get out farther.
right. So that has to be pink. Okay, and now this certain pink certainly isn't a Z because Z sums to at most 19. And it doesn't look like this can sum to at most 19. You might want to double check that. Yes, this does not sum to at most 19 because the minimum it is 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 5. So this can't be a Z. So you can at least border off the side that would make it a Z. Let's see. Carl says it can't be N either. If it goes up,
So n is max 7. N is max 24. And if
and
this,
these would sum to 23 plus 32. Yeah, or sorry, plus 9 is 32 is the minimum. Yeah, that's much too
yeah,
big.
so
Yeah,
this is not an n. So this is blue.
Mm-hmm. So you can make that orange just for consistency.
Sure.
And make this a 6 just for Sudoku reasons.
We can't consistently color every I don't have enough colors for all the shapes.
Yeah, you do. You've got multiple palettes.
No, I don't actually. I keep meaning to get a second palette, but I only have one palette.
I mean, are the others just literally blank?
I only have one palette. Oh no,
What
it's
happens
here.
if you click the button?
Oh.
Yeah, you've got plenty of colors. Okay. So now we know that V sums to 30 something, so we should fill that in. And it's at most 33 because this V has over here has a 3 in it. I know chat can't see it, but you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this V has a 3 in it. So this one is...
So it's 31 or 31, 32, or 33. Yep. But this sum is 33, and the maximum 5 cells can sum to is 33, isn't it? Isn't that 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3? So I think this has to be a 3 by the column.
6, yes.
So the sum is 33. And you can fill in the 7, 8, 9 there. And in fact, that one just is a 7 if you look at the thing.
Which
one,
one's
because it's in the that one's a 7 because it's in the 7 cell 28.
Right.
And so that makes the above ones not 7. Yes, you can fill in the pink digits. People would like you to fill in that 8 and that 9. And clean up the ensuing pencil mark disaster. Such as this cell. So yeah, so now you know this is a 6 because you know this has to be 6, 7, 8, 9 over here. And so what is 16 minus 30 or 33 minus 16 is 17. So these need to be an 8, 9 pair. If you look at this V,
nice.
Because I need, and so that makes that a 7.
Pink can't go down because then these are trapped. So
that would be bad.
We could note that these happen.
Yep.
So pink's a U.
Mm-hmm. Pink is U. Correct. We can also color the letters probably as we pick out colors for things. Yeah, the Sayori notes the thing I have circled for you, which is that the 8, 9 pair fills in the 7.
Yes.
Which then clears out the 7 from up there. And now the puzzle. Oh no, sorry, the puzzle's not broken because that doesn't see across. Never mind. Sorry. I'm seeing an 8-9 pair, looking at an 8-9, but this is a Kakuro. You can remove 6 from all of these, by the way, since Sven is on vacation today, apparently. Let's see. This is a 1, 2, or a 3, just because of the 24 clue. The minimum of 6, 7, and 8 is 21. So that is always a 1, 2, 3. Let's see. The row 730 clue points out J40 is actually very interesting because those 3 cells have to sum to 6. That one, and that one. And so those are 1, 2, 3, and you know where the 3 goes because the V can't have a digit as small as 1 or 2 in it. And so then that puts a 6, 7 in the column. This is a delightfully clever puzzle so far.
Oh. People have been clamoring for this.
New supporter level. If you super chat, we will we will use the clue that you point out in the grid. Let's see.
I guess I can make
yes.
this a new color.
This is an 8. Chat would also
yes.
like noted. Let's see.
Row 5. These sum to 18.
Yes. Okay, yes. That is a good point. So those 4 cells need to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. And in particular, this one's a 4.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, good spot. So that 4 fixes the 5 below it.
So we get a 6, 7 pair.
Nice. We have to make sure this doesn't accidentally sum to 33 exactly. While we are remembering rules that I will inevitably forget.
We do need to make sure this gets up to 24.
So the maximum these two sum to is 8. So the outies need to sum to at least 16. So they're from 7, 8, 9 you could fill in.
And these can't get too low, I think.
Yeah, because the maximum these sum to is 17. So these need to sum to a minimum of 7. So
okay.
Paul Fly would like us to look at the row 1337 clue, and thank you for the donation, Paul Fly. Thank you very much. We'll get you. I'll do a donation dance with Zach while Tristan fills in the 37 clue. Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you, Zach, and thank you, Paul Fly.
So this is everything except 8. Is that right?
Everything except 8. If there's 8 digits, yeah, that is 8 digits. Yep. Row 324.
Oh, no. Uh,
I don't see the row
I'm
324 that Egbert is seeing.
Column 924 clue. Okay. Needs a 9, and it is claimed we know where it goes. Because
Yes. If this were a 9, it would be too big because there's already a 6-7 over here. Very nice. And so, in fact, actually, you might as well fill in this cell because the minimum sum of these two is 13. So that's always a 1 or a 2. Uh, uh,
oh, it is claimed this is always a 6. Yes, because if it's a 7, we get too big, because then that's an 8.
yep. Beautiful, beautiful. Yep. And so these two sum to 9, and they can do that either way they feel like. Oh, none of these can be 5. Let's go ahead and record just for the future. So now does that do anything with this sum? I think it probably does. Because now the maximum of those is 16, so this has to be an 8. I think that forces this whole sum.
7,
Uh,
9, yes, 16 is the max here, so that
yep.
has to be
so
an
now
8.
That's 8, and then a 3 and a 4, and you know the order. And you can update pencil marks. Okay, so the U sum is, let's see, that is 24, 28. It's 29 or 30. Unfortunately, we don't have a great way to denote 29 or 30 in our handy
Alas.
dandy sheet. Uh, uh, yes.
So that's a 1 now.
Yes. So that will go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and 3 goes here. And so now we can write in the sum.
3.
Yes.
And U is 30.
Looks like it. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
This sum is done. We need to finish the 18. Oh, 8, 4, 3, 2.
Well,
so it leaves 1.
So 1, yeah, by Sudoku even. But yeah, that'll pachinko through these other 1-2s. I was trying to think about the Pentomino application or implications of this like string of 1s and 2s that are all clustered up together. And we've also got these 3s that are clustered together. Probably there is some smart thing to be said, but I don't know what it is yet. We do know that this is
I
1,
don't
2, 3,
think
4, 5,
these
6.
can join
So
to each other.
I was trying to prove that. I couldn't quite prove it, but
If
it's
they
probably true. Oh, if they did, it would make a P touching a P. That's gross.
unless this comes up and
no, because if these two join to each other, then it can't go up. So your claim is just these two can't join to each other. If these two join to each other, then the only cell it can take is that one, which then forces this to be a P.
yes. So these.
So
I was right, but then I confused myself.
Yes, I was trying to prove exactly that, funnily enough. So you can give these 3 a color, I guess. Also, I think you should label that these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and update the pencil marks because a lot of them can't be those. Like that one can't be 1 or 2. This one can't be 1. I was actually thinking this one couldn't be 1, but it can because this is a Kakuro. Unsurprising that we have a smallish digit and a 12 sum, I suppose.
Oh, apparently there's only one way for purple to not be a P. Ah, this can't get out, so this must be purple.
Right.
And we can't isolate these. So I think these. So purple is either this, which it's not, or it's this.
I think that's right. Yep.
So purple is a Y.
Indeed.
Now we have to.
Now this 3 connects here, and it doesn't connect to this 3.
Yes.
So you can draw in a border. And indeed, this whole Pentomino.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Is the puzzle broken now? No, it's not. Sorry. This is
No, it's not. This is an F.
Yellow and F. Yep.
So this is an N.
Which is green.
And yellow is an F.
Indeed. Has that narrowed in the sum of n anymore? The sum of n is now minimum 16.
17
plus 2 is 18, right?
Sorry. 1, 3, and 4 is 8. 16 plus 2, 18. Minimum 18. And we've got 7 here.
So those need to sum to at least 11. That's not super exciting.
Yeah.
F is 29.
That is just known.
Chat added that correctly.
15, 20, 29. Apparently, this cell sees this 2 and 3. This is minimum 4. That's more interesting.
Minimum 5. Because there's
minimum 5.
Yeah. So 21 is now the minimum of green. So those two need to sum to at least 14. So you can at least pencil mark them. They're at least 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's going to be interesting because the bottom one can't be 8 or 9. So the top one can't be 5 or 6. For what it's worth.
Being told this isn't 5.
Uh,
5, 9.
Hey, Johnny.
Oh, apparently that breaks the 33.
Yeah, I did. What is the sum of those two? Let's see. So that's 20. So those two need to sum to 13. Yes. So we just never filled in that was a 6, 7. And so yeah, so that's the 6, 7. Okay.
Apparently this is a 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
That sounds right. And the one in the P is not a 4.
That's an N, but
yes. And the maximum, so the maximum for green is 7 plus 16 is 23. And these already sum to 16. So that means the maximum we can put is a 7. So I think that's only 5 or 7, right? If I did that math correctly. So the sum is actually 21 or 23, if I am doing that correctly. For n, you can enter that into the table. Oh, the doorbell is ringing. I will go get it.
Oh,
Oh, are you getting it? You can get it.
I can get it.
Okay. I will attempt to be entertaining, even though I can't write anything down. But we have got our 21 or 23. Perhaps we should attempt to math out what purple can be. The purple Y. I don't know why it bothers me that purple starts with P, but purple isn't P. Red is P, but P doesn't start with, but red doesn't start with P. Let's see. Okay, I see Kyle pointing out that I can do math over here using the fact that these two things sum to 13? No, to 12. No, to 11. These two things sum to 11.
This is super awkward with chat not being able to see your markings.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the two circled cells sum to 11, so the bottom one can't be 1. Okay. This certainly can't be a 9 for whatever that is worth. This can't actually be even as large as 7. This is a 4 or a 5 only.
If row 8, columns 6 and 7 are separated, so if we were to have a border here, this is only one way in. So this can't block it. So
right,
it would
so
be
that
a
would be a
Y,
Y.
and that breaks.
Oh, right. That would be
It's
two Y's
touching a Y.
Right. Right. Yep. That's true. Yep.
So this is green.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's not
it
a
can't
V.
come. It's not a V, so it's a T.
Yep.
Because it can't go down,
Right.
or it's a Y again.
And that resolves this cell.
Yep. So that's a 3.
These aren't 3 either. So T's sum definitely starts with the 1 because it's at most 17.
This is done. We know the order of this 8 and 9. That's 10, 16, and so this has to be 8 to get to 24.
Fill in a 1 here and a 5, 6, 7 for the digit.
1 where?
Over here for the T.
Your blue very much blends in with my pencil marks. Maybe you should choose a different color.
Oh, I can do that. And we have to remember none of the things can have the same sum as each other. Yes, the Sweet Blue's pointing out this cell can't be a 7 because if it was, then the sum would be 20 and not 21 or 23, as we have noted that it has to be.
Question is, did these have to be in the same Pentomino?
I've been asking myself that for a long time, but I don't think yet, but maybe soon.
Yeah, there are different. Row 9,
We can
column 7.
fill in a bunch of this pentomino.
Yeah.
If you want.
Can't be I. Can't be L. So it definitely takes this cell no matter what.
Yep, I think that's true. So then it is N or Y.
Yep. Lakia with a good point. This 21 sum needs a 1, so these
so they
can't be.
Join.
So, in fact...
Right.
Hey, thanks for subscribing to Brees.
Welcome to Brees. Yes, that is a very good spot to Lakia. Yeah, these can't actually join.
These are all in the same Pentomino. And these... And so this is just an L.
It is just an L, yep. It's very nice. Hashem also spotted it. We missed it. Yep. And so now blue can't be an L, because now if blue is an L, it would be an L touching an L. So now blue is a U.
Blue is a U. I need to... Maybe this can be blue. And this is a pink U.
Yep. And so we know these sum to 29.
These? Yeah.
Yes. And L we know nothing about, because this is our first actual L, and not just the V's that Zeta mistakenly calls L's.
Whatever this is, it comes out.
Indeed.
U is 30, not 29.
U is 30, not 29. Oh, good to know.
Thank you, Hashem. This part of the L sums to 12, so L can't be too big.
That's true. That's a good point. Okay. Sayori's pointing out we actually know the exact composition of the 21. Sorry, of the U, because the U sums to 30, and one of those is a 1. You could corner mark the 1 that we use to actually place it. And so 29 and 4 is forced. It's 9, 8, 7, 5. And those two you previously had marked as having to be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're in fact 1, 5.
So
and you
these
can use that to fill in the rest of the row.
No 5 here.
So now that fills in your digit here. That is now, I think, a 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so now you can fill in what T is, because now we know the sum of T. The sum of T is 16. Okay, and Emma says there's a problem with red being a T. Yes. Okay, so if red was a T, or sorry, was
red
a V,
just can't be.
If red was a V, the sum would be 33, but these 3 would only sum to 12. So I would need these to sum to 21, which is going to be a problem. Yeah, so red can't possibly be a V.
So it comes
that
down.
means red just Yeah, red just can't take the cell at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
red can't have that cell. Oh, so
and
it's just an I.
so red, yeah, that makes red an I. And now this cell is actually forced to be an L if you sort of trace it out because it can't be a U.
Yes.
Can't be a U because it touches a U. Uh, and I should get its own color.
Let's see. I
It
think I'm
can
out
be
of
its own
colors on
letter.
this palette. Let's see. I have to like do a million clicks to get to a different palette. Uh,
Royal purple. Excellent. So we have that. And so now, sadly, Tristan doesn't have access to the Simon sweater. This is a U as well. I saw Russ point out, because otherwise it would be an L touching an L. That's you in the corner. That's you in the spotlight.
uh, I am really, really not set up for multiple palettes.
Well, you're going to have to learn to click the button.
Just,
Zetas have been having to click the button for years. It is, alas, it is the way of the puzzles. Blame agent for putting more than 9 different pentominos in the puzzle. Uh,
I guess I should give this a new color as well.
I mean, it could be purple, right? Could still turn out. I mean, it's going to turn out to be one of the colors we already have. We just don't know which color yet.
Yeah.
There's purportedly a 27 clue in column 4, that we have a 789 triple in, and it may be useful.
We do have a 789 triple. So this certainly can't be 5.
Yes. So it must be a 1.
And now we know what this is.
Yep.
It's a 3? Did
2,
I
I
count?
think.
2. Yeah, 2.
So you can remove dose from this cell, which may be very helpful. And we don't know much about L yet. God, we can do some really horrible math in these first 3 columns, except for this cell. But we can almost do horrible math. Uh,
We have to make this 23 work, and these are minimum 7.
that's a good point.
And if this is minimum 7, these are minimum 15. So that's 22 already. So we have to minimize all of these and make this a 1.
Excellent, excellent. That is a very good spot.
That was nice spot to sweep blues.
Very good.
So L is not very big.
L also begins with a 1, and then is followed by a 5, 6, or 7, or 8 or 9.
But not 6, because we already have a 16.
Correct.
So I guess we can write that this is 5, 7, 8, 9.
The 7, 8 in row 10 is a pair in that U, Hesham points out. So that places the 9, which then if you look up, fixes the 8 of the 9, which then looks down and fixes the 7 and the 8 in a weird string of Sudoku happenstance.
Nice.
That's very cool. So this number, there aren't actually that many things it can be if you look at it, because by the column, it's from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but it's not 1 or 2. So it is 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. But it's part of a 2-cell sum to 10. So it's not 5. So it's 3, 4, 6, or 7, which makes the cell next to it also 3, 4, 6, or 7. Uh,
L is not huge, but we have to get up to 30 here. Welcome, Gully Bee.
Yeah, so what is the maximum L can be? Is 19. So those
Minus
four
2. So these are
so,
maximum 17.
so those need to sum to at least 13. So that means that is at least 5. Hey, Gully Bee. 12 clue in column 5. Gully Bee would like us to look at. Yes. Okay, so yes, that will help this a lot. That will make this step a lot more interesting.
Oh, that's certain.
Because yes, because that can't even be a 7. That's just a 5.
5 with a 4.
Yep. There we go. Okay, so that
So
sums to
to 15. So now this sums to 13.
13 exactly. Plus 8 is 21. So that's a 9. Very nice. So that forces this blue to also be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this blue also sums to 15.
Well, so no 6, 7 there. No 6, 7.
And now remember, because these two sum to 10, that tells you the other one is 6, 7. Gully B points out these are from 1, 2, 3 because you only get one 1, 2, 3 number in a single digit 3-cell sum. That is a good point. This is not a 3, is a less good point, but it is a point I will make as I contemplate the nature of the Sudoku universe.
So these sum to 21. Which is very middling.
So if those sum to 21, and these sum to at most 13, that means these sum to at least 8. I guess at least 8 is not super useful in terms of the column.
Ah, ah. Beautiful point to J40. Let's consider all of these cells because we know what their sum is, more or less. Because if this is an n sums to at least 21, and f sums to 29.
And
So if this is an n, then these cells sum to at least 50, which I don't think works for these Kakuros.
Yes, because 24 plus 11 is 35. So you need to put a 15 here and a -7 here or something. Yeah, that is a good point.
So red is actually Y.
So red is actually purple. But not that purple or that purple, the other purple. The OG purple, as it likes to be known.
And this comes down like this.
It would put 2 -7s in row 9, agent. We don't even have any W's yet at all. Which makes me think this has to be a W, just so that the puzzle has a W in it.
These two have to be fairly large.
I mean, it can't have any numbers in it smaller than 4. Hey, pause. Yes. Okay, we're doing cell counting. I agree. That
This
is
is
16
16.
cells. And so there must be a connection there, because 16 is not a multiple of 5, as much as some other numbers are. But that is the end of it, because now there are 15 numbers in, or are 15 cells in here. So now you can actually put borders on this side.
Ah.
Because if you extend it any further, you're going to leave a not divisible by number of 5 things. And then this extends, of course, into the abyss. the pea soup version. Right. So now if you these two are obviously connected, and now if they don't take the thing to their left, then that thing just doesn't get a point anymore. So those are now all connected. And now if they don't take the thing below them, then that thing gets isolated. And so
now
that indeed, as Paul Fly says, forces us to get another P.
and we only have
Now these
6 here, but we have to get up above 20, or at least to 20. P is at least 23, and we only have 6.
So those are 8 and 9, and P is 23. And that means this is a 3. Because we know the other two summed to 20 because of the Kakuro clues. If chat did not see why that was happening.
Yeah.
I suppose I should have said if chat or Tristan does not see why that is happening.
So that
so
limits
now
n
is 21. Yep, now n just is 21.
So that's a 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
And can we say anything about this? Do these need to be minimized?
They sum to 14, so they are 8 and 6, yes. Beautiful. Can at least fill in that
These
piece.
both have to connect this way.
Yep. And certainly these 3 are in the other Pentomino, because none of them can connect to the yellow one. Okay, so now we can probably do. This cell can't be yellow. Because if that cell is yellow, it makes P touching a P.
It's a P, yes. So this is.
So that cell's blue. And this cell can't be blue because if that cell is blue, it makes a U touching a U. So that cell is yellow. And now blue just has to take the only cell left it can take.
And
so
be a
we
P.
get it and be a P and an X.
And
can't have a double U. Yep, that's correct. Just like my grandma always used to say.
These yellows are not easily distinguishable, but they are different yellows.
I mean, they're a lot more different than the standard palette yellows. And we don't know anything about Z yet, do we?
Cyrus is a 9 here, breaks the 23.
Oh, actually, we do know what this digit is. This digit's just a 7. Because if you look at the possible sums, it would be 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19, except that can't be an 8 or a 9. So it's 5, 6, or 7. But we already have a 15, which is L, and a 16, which is T.
So this is 7, and Z is 17?
Yep, correct. I think someone in chat was getting at that.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I think that was Tabrice was getting that. I think Tabrice was explaining that.
Yeah. So yeah, Sayori is right. Uh, we do get that resolved by the
Why was that
23.
resolved?
9 blows up this 23 some.
I see.
If you make this a 9 and minimize everything else, you get 24.
I see. And so now we have to minimize the rest of this, right? Because this is going to be 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's already a 3 in the column. Good.
Caleb says we can figure out what these are.
Yeah, so you can fill in the 1, 2, 4, 5 and the 5, 9, 6, 8 just to start. And so now these need to add to 12. So you certainly can't use the 6, but you also can't use the 1. You can't use either 5. So you end up with just having 4, 8 as the only option. Weird.
So that's 2 and that's 6.
Yep. Very strange.
Let's see. Did we ever figure out what Y is? No, we didn't.
It's minimum 22.
Oh, yeah. We can't have a 1 here. And we can just write in what the possibilities for this cell are. Let's see. 8 and 3. 7.
That cell
6.
can't be an 8 because in the column it's you just have 1 through 7. So actually that gives us a 6, 7 pair.
And this can't be a 3.
Correct. That can't be a 6 or a 7. Now, if there's no 8 in one of these two cells, is the sum too small? Because now if neither of those cells is an 8 down there.
No, this is
Oh,
a 7 cell 28
right.
sum. It just is
Right.
1 through 7.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. So neither of them is an 8. So the absolute maximum of these is 4, 5, and 9. That would be 18. So these need to now sum to a minimum of 12. I guess that's maybe not the. Oh, I guess saying that these two sum to a minimum of 12 does make this cell at most 2. You can highlight and explain that since people couldn't see my frantic drawings.
Oh, that's true. I was tracing along with you, so I think it's probably okay.
Uh, "21 clue in row 14. Does this require a 1? Yeah, this is certainly 1 through 6. So yeah, so you could fill in that that's 1 through 6, and we can do a little bit of whittling. because we've
We
said
know that
these two
one's
sum
not
to at least
6.
12. So this can't be 1, 2, or 3.
Or 6. Or no, at
Or
least 12.
at least 12, yeah. And so this digit is at least 7. So this is only a 7 or an 8 for what it's worth. Wait, did I do that wrong? No. Oh, so somehow now this is forced because now it has to be 7. Oh no, it doesn't. Sorry. Never mind. Sorry. I just did bad math.
See, we have to put it. Sayori says we need a 9 and an 8 in these 4 cells.
Oh, that would be interesting if true. So if we don't use
And the 9 is placed. There's only one place
yeah,
it can go.
right, because we only have 2 degrees of wiggle, so our top 2 are frozen is how I think about it. Yep. So there's the 9
And
and the 8
now the
placed
8
too.
is placed.
So now it's
So
a
that's a
7.
7.
So the digit above it can't be a 4 anymore. Uh,
So now we can reason because these now 16, 20, these are 21 or 22. So these are 8 or 9.
mm-hmm. I was attempting to unpack what Tabrice was saying about the digits in row 3. At least 12 on the U.
So 8 or 9, let's see. Oh yeah, we couldn't do a 2, 6 here, could we? Because that would put another 6 here. So this, if it's 8, it's 3, 5.
And if it's 9, it's 4, 5.
Is that right? What? Why couldn't it be 3? No, 6. Yes. If it's 8, it's 4, 5. Or if it's 9, it's. If it's 8, it's 3, 5. Or if it's 9, it's 4, 5. There's always a 5 there. So that's 6. And now we know what this is.
That is so weird. It is 8, so they're 3, 5. And that looks up and gives you a 2, 4 pair in the rest of the column and tells us that the sum of I is 20. Let's see. P is 23, so the rest of those sum to 15. Does it seem interesting?
This is done now.
Yes, that is good. That is good. Yes.
So that's
So
a
that
1. No 1, no 1. This is
can't be 2 or
okay.
3 because the other 2 digits need to sum to 11. So that is 5, 6, or 7 in the other cell. This can't be a 1 anymore. So this is a 1.
No 6 here, so no 5 here.
This can't be a 1 anymore. So the thing below it is the 1, which then bounces over into the P at least a little bit. That's not a 6 either in this cell. Hey, Jadar. Let's see. Kyle says the 6-7 pair in column 2 is resolved. Right. If you yes, this cell can't be 6 because if you make that 6, then it makes the 6 4 7 4.
That's cute.
It's incredibly bizarre.
So that's 7 3 6 5.
Mm-hmm. And so then below it is a 4, which is then going to do a lot.
So that's a 2, that's a 5, that's a 4, and now this is a 7, I want to say.
Why is that oh, right, because of the sum there. Okay, so
Kakuro.
now right. Don't forget to fill in that. And X is now 26. And this digit is now a 2 because it sees a 4 and a 5.
Yes. So that's not a 2. That's
Or a
not
4.
a 2 or a 4. Wait, or a
No,
5.
that one could be a 4. This is the one that can't be a 4. Okay, so now we've got. So we need these 3 to sum to 13, I guess. That's not super exciting.
Let's see. These aren't
actually, sorry, this
1,
2 looks up.
2,
So let's
4,
fill in that 1. That should help a
5,
lot.
9. This is 3, 6, 7. That's a 1. That's a 4.
Okay,
These
so
aren't 1.
now those sum to 14. So now these two need to sum to 9, and they can't be as 5 and 4, so they have to be as 3 and 6. If I did that math correctly, and that looks up. This is a 7, by the way, because the 6 also looks up. And that 3 does look all the way over here to sort out that piece. I am very glad that someone donated to have us fill in those pencil marks in row 13. I don't know how we will finish the puzzle without additional donations to help us fill in pencil marks. Let's see.
This puzzle is wild.
So, funnily enough, this digit I don't think can be a 1 or a 2. Because the minimum that's at least a 3, but a 4 cell 12 sum needs a 1 and a 2, so it puts a hidden 1-2 pair in the column. That and that are a 1-2 pair because we need a 1 and a 2. As far as like weirdo stuff. So that means green is either incredibly unlikely to be a T or incredibly likely. Oh, well, green could never be a T because green is never going to sum to 16.
Yeah, we know what this sums to, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not one of those things. Right. So this is also a 3 or a 6, Nicholas points out, because 1, 2, 3, 6 does sum to 12.
Oh, wow. Let's see. 3 is the smallest this could possibly be.
Yeah, so green is definitely an N,
And
because
N's
there's nothing else it
are
can be, but we
the
don't know
other
which
way.
way it goes. But N's sum to 21. So these digits currently sum to 16. So the other two digits that we're going to add need to sum to 5. And so, so it's going to go with a 1 and a 4 for sure.
Yep.
We just don't know where the 1 and 4 are going, interestingly enough. Uh, if we use this 5 by Sudoku,
Ah.
Carl points out, that makes this a 4, which then tells us that this isn't a 4, which then tells us we actually know how this 1-4 that we have theorized looks like. So there we go. That is very cool. Uh, uh, okay, so this has become a 2. Let's continue our filling in.
Sorry, what's a 2? Ah, that.
Yes. This is an 8. It's being pointed out. Uh, uh,
Sarah claims this has to be a V.
it's not an L. So if it were otherwise, it would have to be a Y, and that would make Y sum to a minimum of 29. Can Y sum to 29? No, because in order for Y to sum to 29 or higher, we would need these two to be at least an 8, 9. So yeah, so I agree with Sayori's conclusion. That it cannot that this digit can't take this cell, which then forces everything. I was trying very hard not to do that math because it looked like it was going to be unpleasant, and it was unpleasant. Okay, so V sums to 33. Sure. I guess we actually know what the digits are in it now because they're 3, 6, 7, 9 are the remaining digits.
Is that the only way it works?
Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if it's a 3, it's definitely 6, 7, 9. If it's a 6, then maybe there's another option. Yeah, okay. There's another option. Never mind.
If pink is L.
Yep. If pink is L, it forces this to be an N, touching an N.
Yep. So pink is I.
Yep. Hey, Selena.
Whoops.
Well, several people in chat say I'm wrong, and Jay Dyer in chat says I was right. For what it's worth. So I sums to 20 for whatever that is worth. Uh, uh,
Oh, yeah, because the other option is 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, which doesn't have a 3 or a 6 in it.
that's what I was trying to do, but
So
I
you
was
were right.
yeah. Uh,
Uh yeah, it's very simple. As Doomdiat says, if this comes down, then this is a T, but T only sums to 16, and we have a big problem.
yes, the T is definitely not summing to 16. Good. Yes, okay. Agree.
So let's see,
So
is
we
that
get our
that
first.
color? No. What color is this?
Just say it's
That
close enough and
color?
fill it in. No one in chat will mind.
There we go.
I feel like I know what Agent's favorite Pentomino is. I feel like this grade is half P's, but P's are clearly are truly the Shemamino of Pentominous. I have decided. 23 minus 6 is 17. So those three digits sum to 17 for whatever that is worth. Uh, uh, these are a 2 and a 3 by Kakuro, points out.
Oh, yeah.
Sayori.
Oh, and this one's not a 2.
Yes. Good. Which means these two sum to 14. So this one's certainly not a 7.
And this is a 6 or a 5.
I think that's correct, yes.
Three looks down.
Yes. Good. And that now the 679 triple looks up. Giving us that 5.
And that 9.
Yep. And that 9 now looks up, giving us that none 9. Okay, what about this 27 now in this bottom row? Now we've got 3 and 8. So these two need to add to 16. So they're a 7-9 pair, I believe. We don't know the order, but I know that this is a 7 or a 9. And this is a 12 sum, so you can fill that in as well. It's not a 6, and then this is a 3 or a 5.
So that is a 6.
Yes, so that is a 6. Good. And I is only summing to 20.
These have to be relatively small, don't they? 6 digits summing to 24?
Oh, this is a 3-cell sum to 11 that has a 7 or an 8 in it. So these are only from 1, 2. These are only from 1, 2, 3. And that one's not a 3 even.
One of them must be a 1.
Mm-hmm. And these are a 2-cell sum to 9. Screaming Ice Cube has identified. So
6, 7, 8, but this is getting very tight.
yeah, those can't be 7, 8, because if those were 7, 8, then the remaining digits would make the sum at least 25.
25.
So this, in fact, can only be 6, which puts a 3 below it. Puts a 1 here and a 7 here. Puts an 8 above it.
What now? Oh. Okay, so now these have to add to 10.
Yes, so they are 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is
This
not a 1
one's
or a
not
2.
2.
This one's not a 4 because it's part of a 2-cell sum to 8. That's not a 1 because there's a 1 in the omino already. So this digit's always a 5 or a 6 for what it's worth. Oh, this is a 2 because some omino already sums to 20. I already sums to 20, and 8 plus 8 plus 4 would make this 20. So this has to be a 2.
And so W sum to
That
18.
should unravel everything. Yep. Very nice. That's a 3 and a 5.
Yes.
And then
that's
4 and 1. And then 6 and 4 above it. And now we know what Y sums to. The mystery has been resolved.
What does Y sum to?
24, it looks like.
That doesn't look right.
22? How about 22?
I like that better.
22, 24, whatever. Take your pick. So these two
Okay.
need to sum to 10, and so they're 4, 6. And we know the order.
And these 4 need to sum to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we have to put a 1 somewhere.
Otherwise, it will be at least yeah, otherwise it will be at least 21, and it's only 20. Yep, so the 1 goes there. So now these 3 need to sum to 17. And 17 is odd, so this digit is even. And so it can only be 2 or 8, and I doubt very much it can be 8.
It can't be 2. I think you've done this wrong.
Oh, sorry, no, this has to be odd, not even. Must be odd. Because we're going for an odd. No, it must be even, right?
Why can't these? No, it must be odd.
That would be 4 odds in an. Oh no, it is
Yes.
an even total. Sorry. Yeah, it is odd. Good lord, yes. Yes, it is odd. Good.
And it's not 1.
So 3, 5, 7, or 9, but probably not 9. Probably not 7 either, because if it were 7 or 9, those two alone would sum to 16.
Yeah.
And that sounds bad to me.
Okay, so now we know what this is. And that's going to resolve it. So 8, 11. So this is a 9, 7, 9, 3, and 5.
Woohoo! We did it. Very nice puzzle. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Nice.
Very nice.
That was fantastic.
Alrighty, I think we're going to take a quick stretch break, and we'll be back for you with some more puzzling action afterwards.
Yep. Great puzzle, Agent. Thanks. We will be
Yes,
right back.
very cool.
We are back with one of 99% Sneaky's Outer Wilds series of Sudokus.
So
Uh,
these all seem to be sort of multivariant things. I've watched you do a couple of these. I haven't participated in any of them yet. Although I did stream some of the Outer Wilds. Although having played the Outer Wilds, I would say it is a game I strongly recommend you watch someone else play so that you don't have to deal with the controls, because the game is great, but the playing the game is not great, would be my review of Outer Wilds. So like watch a streamer do it. That is my recommendation, because it is quite a thing to behold. So we have palindromes. We don't see palindromes very often. I think that's a palindrome.
yes, this is a palindrome.
So it needs to read the same forwards and backwards. We've got fortresses. We don't see those super often either, and we have both kinds of fortresses. So
Yeah.
if you could orange and blue the fortresses of each type, that would be appreciated. The blue fortress clues are less than all the surrounding digits, and the orange fortress clues are bigger than all the surrounding digits, because the alligator wants to write the bigger number. And then we have between lines. So the lines on the between lines have to be between the numbers on the ends. And then arrows, wherein we have the digit summing, or the digits on the arrow sum to the digit in the circle, and the X's where the digits sum to 10, and the V's where the digits sum to 5. We have all
And
the things.
even
And
squares.
a thermo. Yes.
And a
the
thermo.
even scores and a thermo. Yes. So the even scores we can write 2, 4, 6, 8 in.
And then digits increase strictly along this thermo, away from the bulb.
Okay, so Sayori has a digit for us, which is that 9 in row 4 is placed.
Not there, not there, not there, not there. Not there, not there.
But it can't go next to the orange cell either, because if it went next to it, we'd need to put a digit larger than 9 into it. So the orange squares, Hesham, say that those digits are larger than all the orthogonally adjacent digits. So now we get to do the 9 dance. Woo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So we have a 9. We have a assuredly, this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is from 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, this one's not even 1. This one's from 2, 3, 4. And because a 1 would put a 9 on a between line, that would not work. So yeah, so that is 6, 7, 8. Row 5, column 2 can't be 9 because of the fortress clue, actually. So this one's also 2, 3, 4. Several people in chat caught that immediately. This is certainly from 6, 7, 8, 9. We might as well fill in.
6, 7, 8. This is 7, 8, 9.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Multiple people in chat have pointed out.
Yes, this can't be a 1 because it's on a between line.
Not a lot of places for 9 in this box. It can only go in one of these.
9 in this box is up in one of these 3 cells if we're trying to make ourselves a Zach wing of some sort. Because 9 doesn't go on the palindrome at all. I
Oh,
don't know if that's very
9
interesting.
is. Oh, 9 could be here. 9 is in one of these two cells.
Interesting.
Even though they don't line up, there's only 2 of them, so I'm going to write that in.
Noted.
9 in row 6. Yeah, I was noticing that too. Not in this box, not in this box. Oh, it's just here.
Yep. Very nice. So now the 9 is actually locked into one of those 2 cells only. So now you could definitely corner mark it, because now you can place it down in box 9.
No 9 there, so there's a 1 along here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 9 in one of
yeah.
these cells.
Yep, 9 in one of those cells. Agree. Yes, where's
9
the
in
9 in box 8?
Box 8 now goes here.
Yep.
Placing a
So
9
that places
here.
9 there and in box 4 by the medium of the between line.
Yep, no 9 there.
If you make a 9-9 between line, it is going to be difficult to dream up 5 digits that go between 9 and 9, even if you're allowed to repeat them.
Now 9 in box 1 only goes in the bulb.
Yep. And so that places
9
9
goes
in box
here.
3.
Oh, and here. Are we missing any? Nope.
Oh, you'd have thought we were, because it's not grayed out, but maybe you don't have that option enabled in Sudoku Pad.
I do not.
I see. I swear to God, if there's a 1-9 between line, I'm never playing Outer Wilds. I think that is fair, microstudy. But no one would put a 1-9 between line in a puzzle. That basically never happens. It's so the shame omino of between lines, indeed.
Yeah.
It's true. The 1 in box 8 is in one of those 2 cells, Sayori points out.
Yes.
Oh, row 2, column 3 is worth noting. Chat, Paul Fly points out, because that digit is less than the 1, 2, 3 that's next to it. So the 1, 2, 3 that's next to it's definitely not a 1, which forces the V to be a 2, 3, and then forces that to be a 1 or a 2.
This? No.
No, the less than clue next to it. Also, these aren't 2 anymore.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Yep. One of these is a 1. I agree, Kyle. Sayori says there's only one place for 1 in column 3, which looks like here.
That can't be a 1.
Oh.
I think this is the only place for 1. Yes, there's a 1 on this arrow in addition to a 1 on this arrow. So there's also a 1 in one of these 3 cells you can pencil mark, I suppose. Because this arrow now, if it does not have a 1, now is a minimum of 4, 5, which would be 9, but it can't be 9. It is at least 3, though. In fact, actually, this circle now is a minimum of 5, actually, if you want to mark it.
This one?
Yep. Minimum 1 plus 4.
Sure. Oh, column 6.
Yes,
because
that
of these
places
ones.
the 1 in column 6. Yep.
So One. I know one goes in one of these.
One
Is
is
there?
placed here in box
Uh,
3 because of the one looking up from box 9. So now one is in one of this mess of cells.
Let's see if one is here, one is also here, which it's not.
Right. So it's in one of those 2 cells.
Which means one is here.
In row 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Agree.
And one is in one of these cells.
We have been spared the indignity of a 1-9 between line. And so now now this is a 3 because there's no 1 in the circles.
Yes.
And now there's a 2 in one of the circles and it's not this one. So you get that.
So
this is a 6, 7, or an 8. Because we've got at least 3, 4, 5 here along the thing. So this has got to be at least 6.
yeah, this is at least 4 now.
Yep. So 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8.
Yep.
Indwad. This number is now at least 3, which is interesting. Can it possibly be larger than 3? So first of all, there's no way. This is definitely the low end of this between line because if I try to go up, I can only possibly get 7 and 8 along here. So this is the low end, and so it could go 8, 7, 6, 5. So this can only be 3 or 4 for this circle, just to make that work. Which is interesting because it does mean all the digits along both of these lines are at least 4. Which is quite noteworthy.
Ah, 6, 7 pair.
Truth.
I think chat was trying to get us to see that for a while.
This can't be a 7 anymore because it sees the 6, 7 pair.
That's cute.
Oh, I see Kyle also saw that. That is the best thermo deduction. So 8 is in. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was going to say something that was untrue.
But 8 is only here. No. Shoot. 8 is in one of these.
Agree about that.
Interestingly, this digit, which is the same as this digit, goes in
one of those places.
One of these.
AFK with an insane point that this can't be 6 because if this is 6, it would be 1, 5, and that would be nothing.
Hilarious.
Uh, oh, this can't be a 6 anymore. Because if you look at this, as soon as this became a minimum of 3 over here, now you have to go 4, 5, 6. This has to be at least 7.
Mm.
Oh, that's definitely going the wrong direction, but it's going a direction.
Oh, I forgot to ping Michael about this.
Let's see. Nil says 3 has to go on the palindrome in box 3. Since it can't go on the between line. That's true. That's a good point. So 3 is on the palindrome. That's good. And so 3 is going to be on the palindrome in one of these other spots. I think that is well worth marking. It's also interesting because if you put a 3 here, you're obligated to put a 2 right there, which is technically possible, but is interesting. But yeah, that now if you do put a 3 on the X, then it's a 3, 7. But I don't see anything immediate about. I mean, if the X is 3, 7, it makes this between line a 7 for what it's worth. It's worth very little, I suspect. This 7, 8 is by the same logic, is also on this palindrome. So that is getting spicy. The 7, 8 is also in one of these. Oh no, not quite. So never mind. It's just not on the thing.
There are only 2 places for 2 in box 1. Points out Nils, which, let's see, if that's the 2, that's a 7. Two in box 8.
Okay, so let's see if we can understand why this X can't be 2, 8. Because if we can understand why this X can't be 2, 8, we can do something interesting. Because people say it's from 3, 4, 6, 7. And if that's interesting, that or if that's true, then I can tell you this can't be a 4. But I don't understand why this can't be 2, 8. On the palindrome.
Oh. I mean, it would have to go in a specific direction.
The 8, 2, and 3. Uh, uh, I like Ambrose's point about 2 in box 9. Because 2 in box 9 definitely can't go on the between line. And it can't go next to the blue cell.
So 2 is in, and it's not there. So this is actually, oh, does that make this a
It could
1-2
go.
pair?
It could go in the fortress, though.
Uh,
Uh, yeah. Uh,
but 2 in box 8? Not there. Not there.
not there either by Sudoku. So it's in one of those. And chat still believes it can't go here, but I still don't understand why not yet. Uh, uh,
Oh, it's this. You'd have a 2 next to this, but this can't be a 1.
oh, wow. Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Yep. I see.
So this
Okay.
really can't be a 2-8.
Okay. So it is 3-7 or 4-6. In which case I can tell you this can't be a 4, because if this was a 4, it would have to be 4-8 with 5-6-7 along this line, but that would break every combination of the X. So this is
Okay.
a 3. Because we can't break every way of making the X.
Microstudy says classic Fortress Palindrome X deduction.
Yep.
Okay, now 2 in box 8. It goes with the 1. This is a 1-2 pair.
And we know which order it goes
Oh, and
in.
we know. So that Hi, Mehdi.
So these are from 4, 5, 6,
Now
7.
2 isn't here, so this really is a 1-2 pair. With the 3 there.
Yep.
If that's not a 3, that's not a 3, so that's not a 7.
Uh,
2 in row 4.
I keep wanting to use the virtual quadruple in box 3, but chat keeps finding things that are easier than the virtual quadruple in box 3, so I don't mind ignoring the virtual quadruple.
Yep, 2 in row 4 can only go here.
Seems legit. Oh yeah, 3 is on the X just by Sudoku. Several people in chat have
Which means that's a 3. And that's a 7.
Yep. Good. Ah, 2 in box 5, points out Screaming Ice Cube.
Here. No.
No. One of the places you ruled out.
Yeah, I miscounted.
Hesham asks why 3 in row 2, column 7. It's because this was a 3. And so because the palindrome needs to read the same forwards and backwards, that's also a 3. It's a clue type we don't see super often, but these lines need to read the same forwards and backwards, as you can see with the 7-3-2.
And that
But
finishes...
Tristan's cursor was up here, so he filled in that 7 before filling in that 7. But logically, it was the other way around.
We got...
would like us to do algebra in box 1 when you're up for algebra, but you can put it off until you're willing to stoop to algebra.
We got a bunch of stuff while you were talking.
I was answering chat's question.
Yes. We do get a 3 here, points out Hesham.
Uh,
We have quite
excellent.
a lot of 3s. Oh, 3 can still go here.
8 is now here by sudoku. And like just by asking where 8 goes in this box, I suppose is what I should say.
Yeah. So that is a
So
7. And these really are 4, 5, and 6.
indeed. And these are also from 4, 5, 6. If you're into that sort of thing. Kyle says, but guys, I had a really convoluted point that would have worked. I know the feeling. Interestingly, this is smaller than everything around it, but it's not a 1, 2, or 3.
8 in box 9. Ross says 8 is placed in box 9, but I don't see it. Ah, 8 in row 7. Ah, can't go here.
Yep, because I can't put 4 9s around it there, and there's not an 8 there. Yep. This is a 3 or a 5, just for the record, just because of how
This
arrows
is
work.
a 4 or a 7.
Yep. Just get the algebra out of the way now. Let's pencil mark these two because they're the same and they're at most 4 things, but they're probably fewer than 4 things. Because it can't be 1, 2, 3. I think that could be 4, 5, 6, 7 is what they are. Except they're not 6 anymore. And they're not 7 either. So I think that means they're 4, 5, which gives you a 4, 5 pair in row 4.
Yep.
You see the 6 and the 7 and the 6 and the 4.
Now that's a 7, that's an 8, that's a 6, that's a 3.
Indwad. So this is an 8, actually, if you look at the column and the row together. Because by the column, it's a 4, 5, or 8, but by the row, it's just an 8. And that's going to unravel all of that box.
This is a something. 7?
It sure is. Chat would like us to mark at some point, but
I think we can probably mark.
It seems as though this is markable. We might have to decide whether 4 or 5 is bigger at some point. I will warn you. So it wasn't quite all markable. Very nice.
Yeah.
I was surprised the arrow turned out to be 1, 2, 3. I did not expect it to be a 1, 2, 3, 6 arrow. Michael did find his way into the chat, even if we did not ping him.
Yeah, sorry I didn't ping you, Michael. Yes, we haven't had any DD doots today.
No DD doots at all, right? Because there weren't even corners in the previous puzzle. 3, through some.
Oh wait, I
something.
did ping Michael. Why did I think I didn't ping Michael? Because I did.
Do we want to do the Skojo 10 lines doubler puzzle next?
Yeah,
We can take a break if you want, but it is a.
I don't.
I
I
see
don't need a
Skojo in
break.
chat.
Skojo's in chat, so let's do Skojo's puzzle.
Then we won't have to ping Skojo.
Yep. So we're gonna do 10 lines by Skojo.
Welcome, Skojo, by the way.
Good night, Nicholas. Yes, it's a doubler 10-line puzzle. Oh, hey, Sudroiku. I enjoy your puzzles as well.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Sojoku.
Let's see. Update the rules and links in the streams.
I once started to set a doubler 10-line puzzle and then decided it should be a 20-line puzzle instead because then it could have the digits on it. But then it turned out I didn't need doublers, and so I just set a 20-line puzzle, and then I never went back to it and tried to do it. Selena says there will be a doubled 5 on a 10-line, otherwise Skojo would not have used the rule set. I mean, if you look at the grid, I bet you know where the doubled 5 is even. Oh, Hesham just did the 20 lines puzzle today. Excellent, excellent. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
Yes, the
doubled 5 is going to be in row 2.
But
so
let's
quickly
what,
do the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 lines. Each of these is a 10 line which you divide into some number of non-overlapping segments, each of which sums to 10. And then we have doublers, and we have, let me actually pull this up so I can read the rules. Yes, there's exactly one doubler in every row, column, and 3x3 box, and each digit must be doubled once in the puzzle, and the value of a doubler cell is twice the digit it contains.
And so
so these are going to be all the pairs and a 5, right?
Right, because we need to make, so it comes up in some doubler puzzles, the sum of a line or row, column, or box in a doubler puzzle is 45 plus the digit you double. But we need to make this row sum to a multiple of 10 because otherwise we can't 10 line it. And the only number we can add to 45 to get a multiple of 10 is 5. So the doubler in this row is 5. And 5 doubled is 10. So that means we've got just a doubled 5 floating around, but that means we have a bunch of dominoes and a doubled 5. So we can fill in the 9 and do the 9 dance again.
I was wondering if you wanted to do the 9 dance or the 8 dance.
Zach says 9 dance.
9 dance it is.
Woo! Wah! Wee! Wah! Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
We do get an 8.
Indeed. And you can undouble all of those cells.
Yes.
And you can undouble the 5 in box 9, funnily enough. And this cell and this cell are not doubled either. Because if you doubled one of those, you would have to have two 1-cell 10 sums. which does not sound great.
Uh, Eckbert points out 8 in column 9 is going to have to go down here.
Can't it go with a doubled 1?
Ooh. J. Dyer says if we put a double 5 here, we can't fill this line.
Wow, yeah, that's complicated, but I agree with Jay. Yeah, so the problem is that if we put the double 5 here, we run into an issue with this, right?
Because that would be a
Where
double 5. This
Oh, sorry.
would
No, this
be
is just 7 long. Never mind. Sorry. This is what you in my brain. This line was 6 long, and I was contriving a complicated coloring argument in my head. But no, this is just 7 long, and that would be a problem because all the digits in the column would sum to 50, which would mean all of these digits would sum to 40, and that doesn't work well because I need to make this a 0 or a 10. That is a much easier proof than the proof I was trying to give in my head. So yeah, so the Dorlier points out a good thing for us to remember, which is that you can't double 6, 7, 8, or 9 on a line.
so we need
which
to.
is certainly true.
We're going to need to put those in empty squares.
We know this 10 line breaks down into 2 groups of 2, and this 10 line breaks down into 2 groups of 2, because the only one cell sum is elsewhere. The only one cell 10 sum is a doubled 5.
And the only 4 cell 10 sum is blocked by this one and this 2.
Right. Correct. This digit, interestingly, is at least 4. I don't know if it's worth noting, but I have noted it, so I guess I deemed it worth noting.
Oh, we get a free pencil mark. Kyle points out we know that this has to sum to 30. 20 and 40 are both broken.
Even with a doubler?
I'm talking about the value of these cells.
Even with a doubler?
Yes, because this is on a 10 line.
Oh yeah, they can't sum to 40. Right. Yeah. Right. I like J40's proof of this. Yeah. Right. There's no way it sums to 40 because that would require 4 dominoes, and there's only 7 cells. And there's no way it sums to 20 because that would require a 4 cell 10 sum, and that doesn't work because it would break the other sum. So
these cells sum to 39. So this is a 6 or a doubled 3. And either way, this is a 4.
No. This is not how this works. Because remember, the sum of the column isn't 45. The sum of the column is 45 plus the value of the doubler. However, I think a worthwhile point is that there's a 1, 2, 3, or 4 doubled in column 2, because those are the only numbers we can double there, and a 1, 2, 3, or 4 doubled in column 8. So we can sort of, paying attention to what Dorlier was mentioning, we actually know at least roughly some of those locations for the low digits being doubled.
Daniel points out that the sum of column 2 is 46, 47, 48, or 49 only. And the same is true of column 8.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Kyle, we don't know that this isn't the doubler, though.
We do actually, for a somewhat complicated reason. Oh, it could be a doubled 3 exactly. No, it can't be a doubled 3 because of the math. So what would this be if it were doubled? It can't be a 1 or a 2 because there's a 1 or a 2 in the box.
Can't be a
If it's a
4.
doubled 3, the column sums to 48. And so the 10 lines digits sum to 36. That doesn't work. So, and it can't be a doubled 4 because it would go with a 2. So that cell is not doubled for what it's worth. And likewise, this cell is not doubled either for almost the same reason, except we have to say it's not a doubled 1 because it would go with an 8. We already have the 8. And a doubled 4 would go with a 2. So our doubled digits, in fact, actually go on the in the column.
So the column 2 doubler is 6 less than this. Yes?
You'll have to walk me through the algebra on that one. I can't do that in my head.
Well, the column sums to 45 plus the doubler.
Mm-hmm. So those sum to 16 plus the doubler. Right? No, sorry, sum to 15 plus the doubler. And so this sums to 6 plus the doubler. Is that right? Yeah, so this just is 6 plus the doubler, right? So that is 6 more than the doubler. Okay, I agree with this assessment that this is 6 more than the doubler.
So it's 7 or 8 only.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's 7. There's no way we can make 8 work.
Right, yep.
With 7 with an undoubled 3. We get our
There we go,
DD
our
doot.
first doot of the channel.
And we could do similar math over here.
Yep, similar but more complicated, because now we have to subtract 8 from 15 instead of 9 from 15.
Yeah, but we have a 3 and a 2 gone, so as long as we can rule out 6, this is a 9.
I think it's actually better. I think it's 7 more than the doubler. So the
Oh,
doubler
then it's
has to be
definitely a 9.
Yeah, so what is a 9? And so you can corner mark in the column that the double digit here is a 1 in this column, and the double digit here is a 2, I think.
I don't really know what to.
Just corner mark 1 along the line is what I would do, and corner mark 2 along that one, just to say, hey, the doubler here is this, and of course you know that these aren't doubled.
So
yeah, these are gray now, and this is also gray. So we've got all of those happening. Let's see.
Ah. So these. Yeah, we don't have a 1 or a 2.
And so we can't do a. So we could do a double 3 and a 4, but we can't do a double 4 and a 2. So definitely one of these is a 3, because all of the dominoes that we can make are 3, 7, 4, 6, and double 3, 4.
Yeah, but
Oh,
if you
double
do
3,
double
4
3,
doesn't
4,
work.
what's the other one?
Right. Double 3, 4 breaks all the combinations. So yeah, so these are in fact 3, 4, 6, 7. And are none of them are doubled. Very cool.
Yeah. So let's see. That's not a 3. That's not a 7. That's not a 7. That's not a 3.
Jay's way of proving that was much more elegant than mine, which was to note that 3, 4, 6, 7 are the lowest digits in the available in the column, and they sum to 20. So one of these is a doubler, so none of this crap is doublers. So that knocks out the 2, and now that means none of these are doublers, of course. And these are an 8, 9 pair. So the 8 or the 9 doubler is down here, in fact.
By the way, I think you said it was Jay Dyer who said that. It was J40.
Oh, I meant J40. In my head, I said J40. Anyway, my uglier proof, Kyle points out, works over here, which is that if I try and put a doubler on one of these, it can't be double 2 because we've already used the double 2. So it would have to be double 4, but double 4 would go with a 2. And if I use double 4 with a 2, then I don't have an option for the other line.
Oh.
So I don't think J40's nice proof works over here, but my ugly proof works over here. So these are also not doublers.
And it has been pointed out that we just know these digits are 5 and 7.
Yeah, Kyle and Selena have said a nicer way to say it is that, of course, every 10 domino needs to have at least one low digit, and so there's at least one low digit here and at least one low digit here. So I certainly can't do a combination with a doubler that uses 2 low digits. And we can go ahead and mark this quad of 2, 4, 6, 8, I think.
02, so no 8.
Okay, and now again, one of these is a doubler, so none of these are doublers. And so now one of these is a doubler, so none of these are doublers. And you can get rid of the 1 corner marks in box 7. Aesthetically challenged. Okay. Okay, there's a 3 in one of these 2 cells. Oh no, sorry, the 3 could be here. Never mind.
Kyle says the doubled one actually has to be part of a 3-cell sum.
Because the 2 2-cell sums have to be well, the 2 2-cell sums have to be even, because it's a 2 8 and a 3 6. value-wise, because the 7 and the
So
9 are gone.
this
But why can't
can't.
the 2 and the double 1 swap?
Yeah, why can't the 2 and the double 1 swap?
Now, it is interesting that the 4-6 certainly isn't going entirely in this box where we've got all of our evens. But maybe it could sneak up. Maybe it could sneak up here or something.
Carl has an argument about whether we can put a doubler on here. Carl says, well, this is a 7 length 10 line. So
it sums to 30 in
it
terms of
sums to
value.
30.
And the column sums to, it would have to be 48 or 49. Which would make
Which would make these sum to 18 or 19.
Yep, that sounds right. That doesn't
Which
sound
is
good.
fine if this is the doubler, but I think this is the doubler
Yeah,
either way.
Right. So yeah, so that has to be the doubler. Otherwise, I'm not going to get to 19. Yeah.
So this given 3 is doubled.
Mm-hmm. And you can gray column 5.
This is the doubled 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know this sums to 30. So these digits, not the values, the digits sum to 15.
Agree. So they're from 6, 7, 8, 9, but the bottom one isn't 8 or 9. And so the top one isn't 6 or 7. And the top one's not 9 either. So it's 8 and 7. And so the 7 goes with the 3 here because of the 10 line. And then these are a 4, 6. And so, yeah, the double digit down here, beautiful spot to Niles. The digit double down here is the 9. So now you can gray this. And so now Screaming Ice Cube's point that was redacted earlier
The
can be
double digit here
unredacted.
is the 7.
Yes, the double digit there is the 7, which is that you can gray these cells.
Z-wing on doublers.
Exactly. Yes, that was exactly what Screaming Ice Cube said earlier, and then redacted it because of the 9. Yeah, I would corner mark a 7 here and corner mark a 9 here, just so we remember. So what doublers do we have left? We've doubled 1, 2, 3. We still need to double a 4. We've doubled 5. We still need to double a 6. And
That's
we
it.
still need to double no, and then we've doubled 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so there's a 4 or a 6 in one of these of these cells.
It's kind of amazing that it solves from here. This This is yes, all of this is a virtual 4-6 pair.
Correct. Yes. Uh,
7 in box 3 points out Sayori. We can't put it on the line. And we can't put it up here, so this is 7.
yep. Good. So that's a 3, and that gives us a 4-6. 8 in box 1. Do I know that it doesn't go here? Why do I know it doesn't go here? The 2 in box 4 is pencil marked. But the 8 could go with a doubled 1, couldn't it? I think the 8 is just corner marked in one of these two. But let us pencil mark the rest of box 1, because we've got just
4, 6, and 8.
4, 6, and 8. Yep.
So this is from 1, 2, 4, 6 only.
Are you assuming it's a domino?
Fuck.
Let's see. Let's see. We can also decorate this box with some pencil marks. That way we can feel productive. This box still needs a 4, a 6, and a 5.
I kind of doubt the 5 is here, but
5 double 2 1. Is there something wrong with 5 double 2 1? Five is definitely part of the 3-cell sum in column 2. I agree with Eckbert about that. 5 is also part of the double or the 3-cell sum in column 8, actually. So the 5 is up here, which tells me that this is part of a domino. So this you can actually mark as a domino by Sudoku. That seems like it might be important because of the given 5.
And the same is going to be true here.
Is that true? Oh, right, because there's a 5. There's a 5 in this pair. Got it. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so the 3-cell can't get...
In fact, you could just corner mark a 5 in there.
Yeah, and the 3 also has to go in the 3-cell sum here.
But you don't know the 3-cell sum is there.
Well, in this column, the 3 has to go in the 3-cell sum in this column.
So it could also be there.
Yes.
Okay. Let's mark for candidates. This is either 2, 8 or 4, 6, and this is either 1. Sorry, this is either 3, 7 or 4, 6. Just for
right. Kyle points out the 3-cell sum can't go all in box 4. So we actually know exactly where the 3-cell sum is.
Is it obvious? Actually, because the 3-cell sum has a 3 and a 5 in it, I don't think it can use that cell. So I think you're actually right. I think it does have to go.
Yeah, because the other cell needs to be a 1 or a 2.
Right. So yeah, so I agree. The 3-cell sum now has to be at the bottom. Yep. Good spot to Kyle. And welcome back, Nell.
So this definitely has a 3 and a 5. And it has either a 1 or a 2, but the 1 wouldn't go there.
Right. And then you can dominoize the other one and remove the 5 from it.
And no, can't remove the 1.
Correct. You cannot remove the 1. So this is a 1, 2, 4, or 6.
MicroStudy has it. Where does this go in box 7? Goes on here.
Yep. That's true. Yep. Good spot.
So this is
that
8.
Yep. So that's 4 or 6 below it. And so these are a 2, 8. And so so this actually is the doubled 1.
Yep, and this must be a 2.
Mm-hmm.
With a 3, 5 pair.
And we can do some grayage.
So that's not a 2. This is a pair of 3 and... Oh, the 3 is
6.
placed. No, sorry, it wasn't 3.
No, it's a triple.
Oh, it's a triple of 4, 6,
and 9?
Yeah.
And so now you've got a triple at the bottom if you want to fill it in. Which is...
Oh, yeah, in what universe now
1.
is this 5? It's... No, it still could be.
No, it can't be. Because it would have to be 5, 1, double 2, and that cell can be neither 1 nor double 2.
Right.
You can fill this triple in.
Oh, wait, why not just a straight up 5, 4, 1?
Oh, it could be
With a double 2 and a 6.
This cell can't be 4 because there's a 4, 6 pair here.
Yeah.
This triple is a 1, a 3, and an 8. This is not 4, 6 anymore, MicroStudy points out, because it would break the cell above.
We got a 5 here. 4, 6, and 2 left in the row.
Yep, making that a triple of 1, 5, and 9. I feel like someone like 6 years ago said this cell was always a 1, 5, or 9. So good job to them.
Roping.
All right, this has to be a 3-cell sum, points out someone. Oh, wow. Now we get to use Screaming Ice Cube points out, and we now get to use the stupid virtual 4, 6 pair in column 6. Because one of these was a 4 or 6 to be the doubler. And so, yeah, so that is a 2. Wonderful.
So stupid.
You should go ahead and mark this as a 3-cell sum.
This is a 3-cell sum. Why?
Because if it was a 2-cell sum, it would be a 4, 6, but this cell can't be 4 or 6.
Yeah.
And so now what's the 2-cell sum? If it's not, the 2-cell sum must be 3, 7, right?
We already have a 3, 7.
Oh, sorry. What is the... so the 2-cell sum has to have the doubler in it, because it can't be 3, 7, 4, 6, or 2, 8, or 1, 9. So that has to be the doubler.
So this is a double 2 with a 6.
That is indeed, because there's no honest 10 sums left in the column.
So that's a 6. That's a 4.
4, 6, 4, 6, 4, 8, 2. These are 1, 5 in a known order even. These are some random digits that no one cares about. Sorry, 7 and 8, but they're actually known the order of them.
So maybe we care a little bit.
Maybe. The bottom of this column is a 1, a 2, and a 4. Okay, well, this digit's definitely not a 9. I'm willing to go that far.
So this column has the doubled 6, and this column has the doubled 4. Oh, we have a virtual 4-6 pair.
Yep.
In the row as well.
So yeah, so this can't be a 4. Very cute.
And, well, a virtual 4-6 pair in this row, but that's less exciting.
Yes. Okay, that's a beautiful spot to Kyle. One of the things in this column is a 4-6 domino, but where does it go? It can only go in the middle.
That's cute.
Very,
we know
very
the order.
Cool spot there. Yep. And so that's going to resolve everything.
That bounced around.
Yep. And so now we can actually mark a 4 in one of those two cells.
This is our doubler 4 now.
Yep.
And this is our doubler 6.
Yep. Very nice.
And
it was a very cool step, Skojo.
That's a 1, 9, and we know the order. And that's a 2, 3, 5.
Yep. And we have now locked our doublers in place for our last doublers.
So our 9 doubler is here.
And our 5 doubler is over yonder.
Our 7 doubler is here. Not 5.
Not 5, right? We did the 5 earlier.
And that's it, I think.
Yep, and we can mark. Fill in some dishes. All the dishes.
Are you attempting some kind of accent there?
No, I'm just attempting to talk weird, not an accent. I do agree, MicroStudy, that doubler scanning is like 1/9 of disjoint, and I feel like 1/9 of disjoint is more exciting than 9/9 of disjoint. Yeah, thank you, Scotia. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, you always have to be careful when there are doublers around.
Yeah, I did set a 6x6 10 lines doubler puzzle that Tristan did on stream, I recall. And yeah, there was lots of chicanery in that puzzle. I originally set it in hopes that it would be an adventure puzzle, and then it turned out to be like 3 notches of difficulty above an adventure puzzle. So as always happens, when I make an adventure puzzle that's too hard, Tristan got to do it instead. Or I give it to the Sudoku students and say, like, here, have fun. Yes, very nice.
Yeah. Well, I think, how are you feeling? Because I could go for another hour.
I could do a short puzzle. I don't think I have another hour in me, but I have another puzzle in me. If we wanted to do some 6x6s, or if we wanted to pick a 2-star out of the bucket,
We
I
can do a
I
two
saw
star. That's
I saw a more Mogli Bells like in there that we could do.
yeah. Uh, which is even named uh in a bells like manner.
Appropriate, appropriate.
It is called Graphite.
Now, I admit I may have some lingering trauma from the last puzzle I did with a grid that looked like this, but this one is rated as 2 stars, so I don't think it's going to I don't think it's going to turn out like the previous one. Uh Alrighty, so Microstudy can confirm that this one is solvable. Uh so yeah, we do get a lovely 369 triple in column 9
Hang
immediately
on.
once you explain the rules. Uh
I'm putting in links first, but I also need to ping more Mowgli.
yes. It does also give a 1248 quad. Yep. Uh, so
Okay.
once you explain the rules, then
All
we can
right. The
identify.
blue lines are region sum lines. That for each line there's uh the same sum in each box. So these
It's like
three.
3 killer cages with the equal signs between them, kind of.
Yep. And then we have white crop key dots where these two digits are consecutive, and black crop key dots where these two digits are in a ratio of 1 to 2.
And so the secret sauce that people saw in chat right away is that if you look at row 2, for example, the sum of the first 8 digits of row 2 is definitely a multiple of 3 because it's the same number 3 times. Whereas the sum of the whole line is a multiple of 3. And so therefore row 2, column 9 is a 3, 6, or 9. But exactly the same thing is true in row 5 and in row 8.
Ah. And so that gives us a 1, 2, 4, 8 quad
Indeed.
and a 5,
And
7 pair.
also now the black dot in row 2, now you can ask yourself what the minimum that could possibly be is in terms of sum. And the minimum the sum could possibly be is 36 divided by 3, which is 12. If that digit on the outside is a 9. And well, in fact, 12 is the most a black dot can sum to. So
Ah,
that is for 8, which means the outside there is a 9. Because now you know the whole row sums to 36. And we get to do a 9 dance. Zach is
another
psyched.
one. It's our third 9 dance of the day.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Zach only likes doing 9 dances on days where he has a lot of energy because it takes more energy than most of the dances. But today he is in an energetic mood, so he is happy with it. Uh, okay. So this you can also mark as 1248, and this you can also mark as 1248. Except neither of them can have ones on them because they both sum to more than 12, actually. So they actually both have 4s on them. Because the outside digit here, if it was 1, 2, the most it could sum to is 1, 2, 9, which would be 12, but that would make the outside digit a 9. But we've already used the outside digit of 9.
Gotcha.
Uh, so we've got that. Okay, so one of these dominoes sums to what, and the other sums to what? Is it 13 and 14? Is that what they sum to? So 45 minus 6 is 39. That's 13 and 45. Yeah, it's 40. So they sum to 13 and 14 for whatever that is worth. I don't immediately imagine that we can do an enormous amount with that, but who knows? It is true that this digit's definitely odd because the sum is even and these two sum to odd.
And not 379. So it's 1 or 5?
Why is it not 3 or 7? It's not 1. Oh no, why couldn't it be 1 with a 5, 6? Oh, what? Okay, so sorry. Could be 1 with a 5, 6. But chat says it can't be 3. If it was 3, those two would be a 4, 5. That doesn't work. Okay, yeah. So it's not a 3 because those would have to be 4, 5 just by solving the equation.
Mm-hmm.
And with 7, those would have to be 2,
2,
3. That
3,
seems
which
okay.
so if this is 5, then these need to be 3, 4, and that's not okay. So this is actually 1 or 7.
1 or 7. Okay.
With a 2, 3, or a 5, 6.
Indwad. Oh, actually, you can note that. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I was gonna miscount again. I was going to count evens in column 8, but it didn't quite work as well as I had hoped.
And Nils reiterates that each of these has a 4, which we knew, I just didn't write it down.
Let's see. Oh no, I appreciate you pointing it out, Nils.
Oh yeah,
it is always good if we say something and don't write it down to point it out, so we write it down.
Yep.
Otherwise, it gets forgotten very quickly. I'm trying to decide what sort of the disambiguation is between these things. So whichever of these sums to 13, what is it? It's not 4, 9. So the one that sums to 13 is either 5, 8 or 6, 7. Do I have any reason to care whether it's 5, 8 or 6, 7? Oh, actually, in the one where it sums to 13, this digit is a 6. So it is 5, 8, actually. Yes, not 6, 7, because that's a 6. So who knows what I'm supposed to do with this, but one of these two is 5, 8. And whichever of them is 5, 8, then that's a 2, 4 with a 7.
And it's also going to resolve. And then the other one's going to be 2, 4, 8 with a 3.
Yep, and the other two will be 5, 9.
I guess that means there's a 5.
Right, so there's always a 5. Weird.
So we get that.
That's incredibly bizarre. I wonder if that was the intended step or if we just did that in a more complicated way than was strictly necessary. But
Oh.
So yeah, so one of the versions is 2, 4, 5, 8 with a 6, and the 2, 4, 5, 8 with a 6 definitely does not go with the white dot. I think doing that step first would have made the other step feel a
Yep.
little less
2, 4,
look aheady
7,
than it was.
5, 8, and 6. So
Yep.
in
So
fact, this is 2, 4 with the 7.
mhm.
This is 5, 8. And that's a
And that's
6.
6. Yep. So now this is 3 with a 5, 9. And this is 2 or 8. We don't know which one. And this has become a 1 with a 5, 6. And so now we can fill in the rest of our triples. Presumably this is going to tell us what this white dot is.
Well, there's a 1 here and not a 2, so the 1 goes here.
Yep. This is a 7 and a 6, I think.
And we can fill in this triple. Also need a 1 here.
3
3
and
9.
9. Yep. And here we need a 2,
2.
a 7, and the other one, a 3, I think. Yes. 2, 3, and 7.
9 in column 8 is placed, points out Mehdi.
Yes, good point. Because you couldn't put 9 on a white dot that would force a second 8 into any of the boxes. This white dot definitely has an even digit on it, which Screaming Ice Cube points out can only be a 6. Yep.
So these are from 5,
And
6,
so,
7. Oh, but neither
7,
of them is
there's
a
a 7 in
7,
the
so
row.
it's a 5, 6.
Good. So what's the rest of this box? 1, 3, 7, 9. And I see this one is not some of those. It's only 3 or 9. But it's not 3. Because if this were 3, that couldn't be 2 or 4.
Nice. So that's 9 with an 8.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
3, 7. This isn't a 1. It's not a 3 either. So
Yep.
that's a 7 with a 6.
6. Yep. Very nice. And that has resolved your 5 and 6 up here.
So far, I agree with MicroStudy. This is a banger.
Yes. That has resolved this 5 and 6. And so now this white dot needs an even digit, and it's not 6 or 8.
It's 2 or 4.
And so that 2 or 4 goes here because of the fact that there's a 2-4 pair in the other box.
This is odd. So it can only be 3, I think.
Yep, looks like it. So this one is just a naked 5. And I know which of 2 and 4, 5 is next to. If you want to do the algebra. This is very smooth. And the 3 can't go next to a 2 because there's already a 2, 3, 7 triple. So maybe we should mark this column and this column. So
Well, neither of these are 9.
Yep. So that one's a 2.
So that's a 2. That's a 9.
Which sorts out the 1 and the 2 over there. And then you want to do this column as well. Fortunately, no one else can see my drunk drawings that are just sort of meandering as I attempt to do them in a straight way. Something can't even draw straight or something. Let's see. I guess one of these two is a 3.
This one's even.
Yes, a good point.
But we have to put a 1 in the column.
Yeah, it's either there or there, I suppose, but I don't think I know which one yet. I do know one of these two is a 6.
Oh, 6 though in the column. Goes in one of these. Now, if it doesn't go here, does that break?
Why doesn't the 6 go here?
Oh. What's left in this box? So this is an odd. So this is even. So it's 2 or 6. And it's not 2. It is 6.
There we go.
So that's a 7.
I think to Ambrose's question, I think the reason was this digit sees every even, so that one had to be even. Assuming I'm correctly guessing the thing that the Y was in response to. So why don't we fill in the triple over here? It is a 2, a 3, and 7.
And the order is known.
Excellent.
And this looks like a 1 for the column.
Yep. And if you pachinko that through here, you can probably get to a point where you can mark.
Looks like it. Well, let's mark these dots first. Or maybe not.
Well, this can't be a 7 because it would make that a 6 if you want to do it that way. Or we can do it this way too. This way will be fun.
Okay, we have to make these work. There's
Well,
no
the
way
top one
this can
can't
be
be
a
a 7.
7.
Yep. Can't be a 5 either.
Yeah, so this is a 2 with a 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
This seems to be a 9 if I believe Sven. And I always trust
So
Sven.
9, 3, and 1. This can't be an 8, so it's a 5. 4, 6 pair, that's an 8.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Woohoo!
Uh-oh, I broke it.
Oh no. You listened to me when you shouldn't have, apparently.
Oh, No, I think I did it myself. Okay, I think we're okay from here. I think. So that's a 2, that's a 3. 3. I think I know where I screwed up. So that's a 7, that's a 6, that's a 7. Yeah, I think we're okay from here.
Was a
'Cause we actually have a 4,
adjacent,
8 pair.
which is a lot like a 4-6 pair. And they both have the same parity and everything.
This is a 4-5 now. And I
I
think
like the
that'll
8-8
do it.
option. Could have been the 8-8 option.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yes.
It was very smooth,
I
except
think
for when I broke it.
I think there is one spot I would not call smooth, but we immediately discovered in these two rows the smooth way to have done the thing that we did unsmoothly, which was to look at the white dot in the row, which was very cool. And I would have felt better if we had done it in that order, but it was a very cool puzzle.
There's a 6x6 that catches my eye. Do you want to do it?
Sure, why not?
This is a micro study 6x6.
Ooh. Is it a line puzzle? I know MicroStudy is very excited for lines.
It's Thermo XV Kropke.
Ah.
Oh, 2 truths and a lie.
Excellent. Well, you wouldn't want to finish too soon.
Yeah, it's Thermo XV Kropke, 2 truths and a lie.
Jacob's Ladder. So for each of the standard clue types, 2 of them are correct and 1 of them is incorrect. And it is on us to identify which one is incorrect. Well, the incorrect black dot in column 4 has a 5 on it.
Mm-hmm.
The incorrect V in column 3 has a 5 and a 6 on it.
Yep.
So interestingly, if this V is incorrect, it's a 5-6 and it breaks the thermo in a sort of funny way, because this could be neither a 5 nor a 6. And if this V is incorrect, it's a 5-6 and it breaks the thermo. So the only possible universe where this thermo under this mess is correct is if this is the incorrect V, and that's the 5-6. Is there any chance we have a similar thing going on in the other column? Let's see.
Like with these black dots?
Yeah, because one of those has a 5 on it and a 1 or a 2. But I don't immediately see it. But there's some energy between the 5-6s and the okay. So if this thermo is true,
Oh,
does
5
that
is with
break
1 or
roping?
4 for the wrong dot, not 1 or 2.
Sorry, 1 or 4, right? Sorry, 1 or 4. Yeah, this would rope, I guess, but I'm not sure if it would rope in an interesting way. Maybe it is not interesting if this is yeah, one of these is roped. So it's interesting. One of these thermos, at least, is that would cause roping is correct. So either the black dot side ropes or the V side ropes. And if the V side ropes, it works fairly well. Uh,
So Harry says if this is right, then the left thermo is broken.
J40 says if this is wrong, it breaks both thermos. So if it's a 5-6, it definitely breaks this thermo. And if it's a 5-6, it would force this to be 4 3 2 1, which would break a second V. So if this V is wrong, it breaks both of the thermos.
So this V is
this
actually
V is
correct.
Yes.
So we'll say that V is right. Or should I exit?
Oh, also roping, I suppose. I like the green line for what it's worth, but you could do it however you want.
But this one's at least 3.
Only if the thermo's true.
Only if the thermo's true.
But you can certainly mark it as 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this thermo is right, it makes the V wrong. Because there's no way those two sum to 5 by the ensuing roping. Right. Okay. So yeah. So if Garion takes that one step further. If this thermo is correct, then it breaks this V, and so the V is 5-6. Which then breaks this thermo. Oh, maybe this doesn't quite
Well, if
in all cases this thermo is correct, is what Garion is saying, because
if this thermo is correct, we know this thermo is broken. If this thermo is correct, then we have low digits here.
Well, what we said is if this thermo is correct, then this thermo is correct. And if this thermo is incorrect, then this thermo is correct because of the rules.
So there we go. So this thermo is true.
Correct. So now we have actual roping, so you can do the roping coloring for real on that side. Colorful.
Should I good lift this thermo?
Maybe.
So this black dot must be correct because it can't have a 5 on it.
Why can't it have a 5 on it?
Roping.
Ah, right. Yep. You're right.
I
Yep.
just good lift the thermo.
Right. Yep. Correct. So yeah. So this black dot is correct. Uh. Uh.
So there's no 3 in these.
Correct.
3 would need a 6, but we can't have a 6.
Correct. Very nice. And there's definitely a 2 for what it's worth.
Yep, these are from 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
With definitely a 2.
It can't be 2-4 because if it's 2-4, so if this is a 2, then it would be 2-4. That would make this 5-6, but that breaks both black dots. Because one of the black dots has to be 3-6.
Right, 5 and 6 can't go together.
Right.
So in fact, this could never be a 5.
That is also true.
But this is
but
1,
1,
2.
2. Right. And so we get a digit, 1 and a 2. Excellent.
Oops.
And so this is either 3 with 6 or 4 with 5. So this is never a 4, I guess.
Yeah, this thermo is wrong.
Yep. Because of the same sort of 5-6 trick earlier.
Well, you can't satisfy these 3 cells with the thermo
that's
being
the
correct.
that's the 5-6 trick from earlier. This cell's not a 4, by the way. This one. Because those are not 3-4. So yeah, so we get other roping over here.
Yeah, so oops. Wait. No, that is right. Now
So that V
this
is
V
very
is
sus.
broken.
Because yeah, the minimum it could be is 3-4, which is not good. So that is 5-6, we know. Which gives us a 5-6 pair and gives us the broken white dot, actually. Because the 5-6 and 1-2 are not consecutive.
Yep.
So we can white dot the other two, or sorry, green line the other 2 white dots. So this cell's not a 1 anymore.
Right, because this can't be a 2.
Yep.
Let's see.
So now this is just,
so
this V is correct. So it's just 2-3, I think.
Yep. And this is 4.
It is a 4, it seems. Yes. So that is the fake black dot. So the other's 3-6. And we actually know the order of the 3 and the 6 because the 6 would have to go next to a 5 if it was on the white dot. And the V is a 1-4, so we know the order of the 1 and the 4 thanks to the white dot.
And let's see, we've got a 5 there. Yep, we know 4. We know the order. And that'll do it.
I think so.
Great puzzle.
Yes. I quite liked that. Thank you, MicroStudy.
Very nice. Well, this has been a great coming back from being sick stream.
Yes, yes, I am glad to be back and glad to be vertical again. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and welcome to all the new names in chat. By the way, we've got several. Niles has been hanging out with us all day, so greatly welcome to you, Nils. Sorry, Nils. Well, welcome, and thank you all for hanging out.
Yeah. Do you want to
do the outro?
Do the outro?
Absolutely. Yeah. And so thank you to everyone for hanging out, and thank you to everyone who supports the stream financially. We greatly appreciate those of you who give back to the stream and everything. It's by no means obligatory, but if you have the money, and you do, we do greatly appreciate it. You can support the stream for as little as $5 a month by clicking the join button down below. We greatly appreciate all of you who do that. At various levels, you get various things. So you get the emotes right away with the Zach emotes and the cool heart emotes, like Paul Fly is showing off. And at higher levels, you get things like the ability to vote on what puzzle we start with, and ability to suggest puzzles for the bucket and that sort of thing. So greatly appreciated. And last but not least, we like to thank all of the people who contribute at the top level at the end of each stream. So that is Daniel, Danita, David, Franco, Nell, Nordy, and Plonktime. Thank you so much. And many of you in chat can thank Plonktime for your memberships that you currently have. So big thank you for that as well. So thank you everyone for hanging out. And I hope to see you all on Sunday. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Bye.